going on? What's going on? Everybody, what's happening? This is the live show. This is the live show. My name is Tyrone Brown Jr. And of course, the man, the myth, the legend, Mr. Jackie Roper Jr. from Indianapolis, Indiana. Take the bag, Jack. Take the bag. Man, what's cracking, man? How you doing?
I'm good. I'm good.
Man, it's a beautiful sunshiny day today. You know, we getting it in, man, and you know, I love this kind of weather. So
great. It's great.
You know, so this was really good. So I mean, we gonna get into the topic tonight. Before we get into the topic, I just want to send a big shout out to Fox Glen Marketing making big moves.
Oh man. Oh my God.
Jackie Roper Jr., man, y'all doing it, bro.
Oh wow. That sounds so exciting.
You said it sounds so exciting.
It sounds so exciting. Sounds so exciting to hear, man. You know, we're doing big things, but we are, man. We try, man. You know what I mean? I ain't gonna lie. I ain't gonna stop. I'm gonna try to do the best I can.
Right. Well, you know, ever since we parted, man,
about crack is whack. No, Stephanie, crack is not whack. Crack turned out a lot of families in the 80s. You can make a lot of money off of crack if you find a rich crackhead. So I advise all of the crack dealers to find you a rich crackhead so you can get all of the money.
Stephanie, don't deal with that. Don't deal with this man. He going a whole different direction. Don't pay no attention to that. Look, we gonna keep it all the way 100. Y'all know what today is, man. It's Motivational Monday. Jackie, you ain't like my topic, but I guarantee you that it's a lot of people out there that hopefully they'll like it. Hopefully.
Hey, that's true. It is gonna be a lot of people out there that's gonna like it. I'm just not one that's favorable of it. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, I got a lot of shit for you today for this topic. I was working hard. Man, I was working hard, bro. So I'm ready for you to go ahead to lay into it so I can go ahead and do what I got to do.
Well, look, I'm gonna tell y'all like this, man. Look, get ready for the war to start. No, I'm just playing. No, but it's gonna be a good discussion. Jackie and I, we most of the time we see different ends of the spectrum, and it's healthy debate. Jackie and I, we don't hate each other, but we have two different. I'm trying to tell y'all, man. Look, we have two different ends of the spectrum that we always bring. Of course, Jackie always brings a different perspective than mine. You know, there's every now and again he may agree with something that I say, but exactly how much percentage? I think probably maybe 5%. Is that a good percentage, Jack?
Got him.
It is a good percentage, man. It's a good percentage. So look, I just want to say thank you to all of our Twitter followers, and whether you're following us on Facebook, on YouTube, wherever you are following us from social media, as well as our website. We just want to say thank you to all of you that continue to support the Life Show podcast and Fox Glen Marketing, who is doing a fantastic job with the production. I just have to say this before we get into the topic. Let me tell you all something, and this ain't no fluff. If you have not been keeping up with the Life Show, you might want to do that. You might want to get that done immediately. You know, I'm not just saying that for Tyrone Brown Jr. I'm saying it because it's true. All right. We had another a new podcast to start a couple of months ago, which is Darnell Brown and the Out the Box podcast. We got something new on the horizon, and it's coming this week. I can't wait to release it. Can't wait to release it, man. It's gonna be off the chain. So you ladies out there that you've been looking for something to dig into, well, you might have got your twist. You might have got your twist. Okay, so it's coming this Thursday. All right, it's coming this Thursday at 6 p.m. Central Standard Time and at 7 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. So y'all gotta stay tuned in to the live show page so that you can get more info on the show that's coming up.
So for the ladies. Man. Hey, truthfully, hey, she for the ladies and the fellas, bro.
She is. I gotta say that. She is. She definitely is.
And the fellas, bro. She gonna bring nothing but heat.
Man, she coming with the fire. Fire. So look, y'all don't want to miss a thing coming to the live show. I'm not trying to say that we the best, but we getting better. That's what I'll put it. I put it like that. Is that a good rendition of it, Jack?
Yeah. Well, that's what practice does, man. You know, if you work on your craft, you try to get better and better. You know what I'm
definitely.
If you do anything, I would hope you're trying to do it to make yourself better at what you're doing. You know,
I would hope so, because if you're not trying to get better, then why are you doing it?
That's how I feel, Tyrone. You don't have to do it, but if you are doing it, why don't you try to do it to the best? You know what I'm saying? Try to make yourself better, you know?
Yep.
So, yeah. That's
definitely.
I think that's what working with you has done and is continuing to do. Also, talking to someone who has came on along with us is you can feel the growth to make me better, to make me do things that's better, that's out of the ordinary of what I'm doing, man. So man, you know what I'm saying? So I try to make myself better.
Yeah. And that's always a good thing, man. I always appreciate growth and development. And we're speaking of growth and development. Tonight's Motivational Monday is all about raising Black males. And we're going to be giving out key ingredients to successful outcomes in the Black male development. So I know, you know, Steph, I'm sorry that we didn't come up with a topic that suits you, but you always join us. So we appreciate it for that. But for everybody,
Steph, I need your help with motivational topics because I keep getting dragged into this stressful topic shit. Look, she ain't even on here no more. But this is help me out, Steph.
No, but see, this is the thing.
Kids all the time. Once you turn,
stop
raising in them.
No,
tell you right now, Daddy, I said, let me explain. Fuck these kids. I am no longer.
Right up.
See, this is where Jack and I we split off.
That's where I'm
because he thinks that they're stressful. But in all actuality, they're not stressful. To me,
your topics or the kids?
Well, the topics.
Oh,
you know, because yes, you know, life can be stressful at times, but if you know the right keys, then it's not as stressful. You know, every day is going to be at least a little bit of stress. You're not going to be able to get out of it. So you might as well learn how to deal with it while you living in it.
That's not true. You actually put the stress into your life.
No.
Yes, that's true. You don't have to have half of the shit that you have in your life if you didn't have it by choosing that you wanted it. You don't have to be married. You don't have to have a kid. And like you said, all these is principles and steps to growth. And none of these are needed for you to live a happy life. A lot of them, they do cause stress. So,
well, what I'm getting to, what I'm getting at, Jack, is
I think we off the topic. Let's go.
No, we're not, because this is what I'm getting to. Here it is. We think that is stressful, but it's an ordinary. It's an ordinary thing that we have to deal with every day. Like stress you cannot get away from stress. Like relationships, they're stressful. Jobs, they're stressful. Children, they're stressful. Traffic is stressful. All of these things are stressful, and we got to learn how to deal with it while we here on earth. Okay. We got to learn.
Now name all those things off one more time. Start at the number one. You said I'm just saying, you said life is stressful. Go ahead, name them all.
Okay, life is stressful. What I was saying is not just relationships.
All right, you don't have to be in a relationship, and you don't have to be in a stressful relationship. You can have an understanding of a relationship, but if that person don't understand you, then you don't have to be in that relationship, and you can say, this is not what I'm looking for. So it doesn't have to be stress.
Well, I put it like this. It's still going to be stressful because no two people think alike, right? You don't live on this earth alone. So what I'm getting at is that building relationships, and this is actually a part of the topic tonight. This is actually a part of it because especially when we build these relationships with different people, then of course it is definitely going to be stressful. You don't live on an island. You know what I'm saying? You don't live on the earth alone. It's just not like you can ignore everybody, because whether you go to the gas station or the grocery store, you still got to deal with people. And that's what I'm getting at. It's still going to be stressful, so you got to know how to deal with stress when it comes.
You don't have to deal with people no more at the grocery store. You can really go get your stuff from the item and never talk to a self-checkout person at all and check your own groceries out. You don't have to interact with any people anymore. You can really push a app and a button, because it's some introverts. And that's a true thing. It's a personality trait that is a person that don't really like other people, and they don't really want to talk to other people. And they've set these things up to where I don't have to talk to you at the grocery store no more. I can go check out 20 items of my own. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, but what I'm getting at is, again, at some point in time, you're going to have to deal with somebody. And regardless if you're an introvert or extrovert, you're still going to have to deal with people regardless. Because like say for instance, your order was wrong and you need to get it right. Are you going to go to an automated system to try to figure it out? And you need to talk to somebody in customer service? It don't work like that. You're going to have to deal with somebody as long as you live on the earth. That's my point. You know what I'm saying? In relationships, with children, in school or in work, all of those things are stressful. You know what I'm saying? So you're going to have to deal with stress regardless of who you are, what title you hold, or if you don't, even if you don't want to interact with people, you're still going to deal with a level of stress, and you're going to have to be able to deal with it on a basis of how do I deal with it. So with that being said, we're talking about raising black males, and the key ingredients to successful outcomes in Black male development. One of the things that, or the first thing that we're going to discuss is that fathers are role models. Now, I get it, that not every father, is in their child's life. All right. But if you can plant a seed, then you're going to have to meet the need. Right. And this is to every father, regardless of who you are. If you're Black, white, purple, green, whatever color you are, but especially as a Black man, we need fathers. Okay, we need fathers that really have a guideline and have a foundation themselves. It don't make a bit of sense to just have a baby, and just throw them to the wolves, because guess what? Now this is a problem that the world didn't create. You did as a father. And so I know a lot of fathers don't want to deal with that, but role models, they're needed. And look, people don't like this subject because they got to look themselves in the mirror, but it's motivational to understand that if you look at it the right way, then you can create a culture of success. And not just a culture, but you can start success in your own family. And it starts with you, and then it works itself into others, of course, as they grow. But if it don't start with you, then who does it start with? So that's the first thing that we're talking about that fathers are role models. If the father is not the role model, then guess what? Somebody that is undesirable, somebody that really, your child is left out there to kind of figure it out. And I think that's a lot of the issue, because a lot of our young men are left out here to just kind of figure it out. And if they had fathers, then what would happen? And I'm not just saying fathers, but role models as well. I'm talking about uncles and granddaddies and, men in the community that are positive, that are doing some positive things. And so if those people don't have influence, then you allow room for the wrong influences. I'll give you a perfect example. Gangs. At first, gangs used to be where our kids would go because they could not, get what they needed at home, right? They could not get what they needed at home, or they wasn't getting the money that they needed. And so really gangs started off looking after the community, after women, after children. You would not see gang members shooting in the middle of the neighborhood. And that was because their role was to protect the women and the children. But see, now it's turned to renegade because our young men don't have those role models to tell them, look, man, that ain't cool. And even if they did have those role models here, they probably not gonna listen anyway because they think they too old. You know what I'm saying? And back then, our youth, we listened. Probably not wholly, but at least we sat there and we took in the conversation. At least we sat there and we were sort of respectful. We have respect, but that doesn't exist anymore. And so that's where it starts. I believe fathers are role models. I think the next thing on the second point is that it takes a village. Okay? Not only are fathers role models, but it takes more than just a father in their life. Okay? Because a lot of times the father, what he starts saying, it sounds like Snoopy, like, or Charlie Brown. Wah, 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 wah. And so he always needs somebody that can be trustworthy to come in and say, look, man, let me give you some words. And it's always good to have men that are not in the same vein as the father. I'll give you an example. My dad was a preacher, or is a preacher, okay? But it helped that.
I can't hear you. Your sound gone, bro.
My sound gone?
Yeah.
Is it still gone?
I hear you.
Huh?
There you go. You back now.
Okay. Here it is. If my if my father had other men there that was not in the same workspace as him, then I probably would have been, a little bit less gung-ho about listening to everybody else, because then those men would have been my influences. And so that's what I'm talking about here. With young men, they need more than just one influence or one person that they're listening to. If they have multiple people that they can depend on, then they're getting this from different perspectives. So the first one was fathers are role models. And then the second one is that it takes a village. It does. It takes more than just one. Now, Jackie, I understand with you that you were raised by your mother. Your father wasn't in your life.
Yeah, but just like you said, I was there with my granddaddy and my grandmama. You know what I'm saying?
Right. But see, your granddad was that role model that you needed in order to go to a man and have some input.
Not really, because these is different.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? I didn't talk to my granddaddy like that on that level. I just knew that because he had 5 kids himself, worked at the steel mill. I just knew he was a strong male. You know what I'm saying? I didn't sit there and talk to him about guys, girls, and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't those types of conversations, because still I did what I wanted to do. Right. And that's the whole thing about this conversation I'm trying to tell you. Through the village, through the structure, through all of the male influences and outfluences, Jackie Roper was still Jackie Roper, and it was some kids that was better than me. You know what I'm saying? But that's them in their youth.
Okay.
I've known someone that I actually contacted that I knew in high school, and then he moved on. That motherfucker was the baddest son of a bitch in elementary school, dog. I'm talking about bad as hell. And I see his life now to where if it's a whole different change, B. I would never, ever, ever expect this man to have all the joys that he is reaping, because he didn't have a father in his life. The motherfucker had 9 to 11 brothers, dog, and one. Come on, man. So I talk to him, man, and I look and I see his life. I see his sons and I see his kids. And it wasn't those things that helped him. It was him. It's never what's around you, because as a person, you have the choice to obtain this shit or ignore it. It doesn't matter if someone force feeds this down your throat, such as the Amish community, because when their kids get grown and they get leased, they go out and they make their own choices. Just like in the Christian and Catholic churches, they sit here and they put their kids in these churches, but then when they get 18 and they go their ass to school and they got the rights to do what they want to, they sneaking such and such in the dorm room. Mommy and daddy don't know what the fuck I'm doing because I'm on my own. I'm free.
Right.
Heard what you said, but now I get to make my own choices. It doesn't fucking matter what you say to these kids. You're trying to put the great stone in them. They're still going to make their choices at the end. You're hoping. It's like a wish. This is the biggest lottery fucking wish you ever you wish you can wish, dog, is that my kid turned out to be a kid of good structure, obedience, not in jail and shit like that. While you wishing for lottery tickets, that's the biggest wish that you should be wishing on is how is it going to be and what am I placing in my kid just in case I take an early fucking dirt nap, are they going to realize the structure I gave them? Because all in all, at the end of it, they got the choice to either listen to it or don't listen to it. The world is going to influence them. Either way it's going to be. They're going to make the decision regardless of the foundation that is set. If it's good, shit, that motherfucker might come out on the bad end of the coin because he wants to taste what that other life is. You see what I'm saying? If that's what that was, church this, and I'm in bed in this, but you never get that kid what's the real life finna hit their ass with is a rocky roller coaster which you finna develop. You know what I'm saying?
And I agree. I agree with what you're saying to a point. Because see, here it is, and a lot of what you said makes a lot of sense. But if you not all of the kids,
I did it.
No. What I'm saying is not every child is the same. It's just like not every person is the same. And so if that cookie cutter way, where you're saying these kids gonna make their own choices, I agree. But you're not trying to invade on their choices. You're trying to give them a foundation. And that's where we lack. That's the structure that we lack, because the foundation, once the foundation is gone, and then they get out here in the real world. Now, I agree, because I was one of the kids that was raised up in church. I was one. That was raised up, to do things a certain way. And once I got, old enough to get away,
there you go.
I was out. I was gone. But watch this. All at the same time, I had to make a turning point in my life because I came to that brick wall. Now, the foundation that I was taught as a younger or as a kid, I fell back on that. That's why I was able to turn around. It wasn't so much because, Tyrone is a goody two-shoes. No, Tyrone still make his screw-ups, his mistakes, and all of that. But at the same time, I had a foundation. And that's what
I had that same foundation, but I think I was a little bit more awoke as a kid. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
I went to an apostolic church, bro. You see what I'm saying?
Same thing, bro.
I watched them. I listened. You know what I mean? I got deep faith. We have talked about this.
Yep.
It's a misunderstanding of people saying that they have a belief in God, but they don't need to go to the church to receive that message. And that's when Christians automatically thinking you a fucking sinner, or you know what I mean? And that shit kills me, man, because they stop and they don't want to listen to what I'm saying. To where that person is probably talking to you got a deeper belief in God, but they know it doesn't take all of what you're doing every Sunday to get through those gates. And so that's where it comes to where the whole structure of the black church is off because nobody's listening no more. You know what I mean?
Wow.
Always.
You said a mouthful.
It is, and I'll say it again. And what it does is it cuts them. I can't have a conversation with someone about the Bible without them getting offended Because what I'm trying to tell you is, this not just me. And
right.
not sitting here saying that we don't believe. And that's the
Yeah.
problem.
Yeah.
The problem right there is saying that you got to listen to what we're hearing and what we're saying and how we're sitting here saying this development of it is. We're not even saying that some of the stuff in there is true, but some of it might not be to what you've been told. So
no, I get perfectly what you're saying.
But
I get it perfectly.
When we say this is a ripple. It's so much of, you ain't hear nothing I said, because then that's when that person says, well, I believe in the Bible. I believe in the Bible. And I tell them, well, I believe in God. I don't believe in that paperback book, because that ain't going to get me through the gates of heaven. I have to believe in the Almighty to get there. So the village, man, is all messed up. And as Black folks, man, we got to really realize that the structure of raising these kids, man, right now, they not really built like us. For one, it's a whole totally different generation of what it is. You are more hurting yourself bringing a kid into this world because it's so fucking chaotic, Tyrone. That's what I'm saying. The choices that your kid has to fucking make has no goddamn sense in the structure that you giving them, because the world is taking that shit away from you. That's what I'm saying. They're providing so much rut influence on these kids. It's making your job as a God-fearing father to raise a well-structured fucking child without someone else saying, hey, these choices are okay for you.
But look, Jack. Now, this is the thing. Everything that you said, it has validity to it. But check this out. Now, on the other end of the spectrum, guys like yourself, guys like myself, all it takes is us starting together. Like, okay, this is the perfect example. Like we started this. I started this podcast. Then you started, your production company. What we did is we then came together, and then we started merging our thoughts and our visions. And now it's starting to take shape because other people want to be a part of it. And so it's not so much about everything else is off, because we understand that a lot of things, a lot of people are off, but all it takes is 1 to 2 people that can start it off, and then it snowballs. It snowballs. See, it's not going to happen overnight, so we can forget about that. It's not going to happen, in 1 to 2 years. We can forget about that. It is going to have to take time. But why not start the structure, and then we can see the benefits on the other side? We know how bad it is. We talk about it daily. We talk about, people, men and men kissing on TV, public TV. We talk about, here it is. I was watching, what is the, Bel Air. I was watching Bel Air, and they made little Ashley, out to be a homosexual.
Hold on, but Tiff called that out. And all in all, we have nothing wrong with your sexuality is. You see what I'm saying? That's not what we saying. But listen, this is what I'm saying. I'm with you. I'm agreeing. I'm just giving out a statement, a PSA, that we don't give I don't give a fuck what you do in your life.
Right.
But what the thing he's saying is, your kids now are being manipulated and influenced by this on the TV. The whole thing about I don't care. But now it's making a kid question what's going on in my life and and that's too young of an age to be putting that type of shit in someone's head. When you get to 12, 14, 15, 16, make your sexual decision because your little pee-pee get hard and then your little vagina gets wet or your nipples get hard. At that time, you know what you need to do with your body. Besides, under that 12 age, no. You feel what I'm saying?
Right.
It's too young of an age, man, to manipulate the mind of something because it's opening up that what you call that Pandora's box. The mind is fragile at this point in time, and it's almost a confusing way to pull a child. You see what I'm saying? It's so fucking confusing. I seen a show the other day. It's called Upload, and the motherfucker said, your mommy, your daddy, or your other. You see what I'm saying? But it's all right. That's fine with me. But that's what I'm saying. The stress of it all in this new world and raising a kid, being that village, because the old villages is wiped out, Tyrone. So that's where the stress comes in there, dog. It's like, as a parent, now I got to worry about, hey, I'm watching my son and I'm watching my daughter. You know what I'm saying? I got two of them. So we're all doing that now. And that's what I'm more saying about the stress, to where I was like, dog, it's more provided stress for us because of the world and the changing things, man. So that's what it is. I love my kids to death, but they're going to make their own decisions. My oldest is 25. Motherfucker don't listen to me. You know what I'm saying?
Right. But see, it's not about, and I had to understand this as a father, that it's not about making them to understand how I want things done. It's about giving them a structure and a foundation where they know once they hit that brick wall, they got something to go back to. See, if I'm the type of father, because I used to be, my wife will tell you, I used to be the type of father that I was going to make you do what I wanted you to do when I wanted you to do it. And if you didn't do it, you have to get out. You know, but as I started understanding more of my fatherly role, then I understood, no, I got to give them a structure, a foundation, to where now, as little kids, they're sponges. So they can soak up a lot of information. So now, once they get older, now they have something to come back to when they hit that brick wall, or when they get to the fork in the road. They don't have to worry about just making a what do you call it, a boom decision. No, now they know that I have options. And then they can structure their decision based on the foundation that I gave them. Now, whether they take my advice or not, that's not on me, because I gave them the foundation. But it's not, what I'm getting at is just like this. If I throw a penny in a well full of other coins, are we going to find that penny? No. But how about this? If I throw a bucket of pennies.
That's a lie. That's a lie. We can find that penny. It's gonna take us some time to find it. If you got the name, that's exact serial number of that penny, and we wanted to find it, we can find it.
Jack,
how much time is it gonna take?
It's like a needle in a haystack. So
is you looking for that needle, bro?
So look, this is what I'm getting at. This is what I'm getting at. We gonna waste time trying to find that penny. That's what I'm getting at. But if we take a bucket of pennies, we can just about tell where all of the pennies landed by looking at the heap of pennies that came down the well. Yeah, and so now
we ain't gotta. If you don't have no kids to begin with, then you ain't even gotta deal with this bull.
But see, that's not reality.
It is.
That's not reality. That's not real life, Jack. And we got to understand that. That's not real life.
It could be.
So
it could be. You can. The only
Jack,
reason
really?
you
Jack,
have
really?
kids is because you done slipped up in something. You know what I'm saying? And that's
Now
it.
wait a minute. Now wait a minute. Now wait a minute. Hold on.
Slipped
Hold
up,
on.
then bust up in it, and now you got a baby. 9 months later,
Now wait a minute.
the same thing on the movie.
Now wait a minute. Hold on.
Mm-hmm.
Jackie, that is not reality. Now I can understand that if I didn't need to have kids,
You don't need to
there
have
was no
kids. There's no
there
reason.
was no need.
There's no reason that Tyrone Brown Jr. needed to have kids.
I did. Because number one, I'm somebody that my name needs to live on. My bloodline got to live on. And I look, it's adverse to what everybody else is thinking, but it's me. It's how I feel about my life, that my bloodline has to be carried on. And that to me is important.
See,
it may not be important to everybody else.
That's a male right there statement. That's what that is. My bloodline has to be carried on, and I gotta make sure that for the years that's coming forth, there'll be more Tyrone Brown Juniors to come.
No, because I'm not talking about Tyrone Brown Juniors.
That's your.
I'm talking about. But see, you misconstruing my point.
No, I'm
not.
My
point is not so much of the bloodline as it is what's in my blood, because I believe that there is success in my bloodline. I believe that there is dignity, that there is character, that there is integrity in my bloodline. And so it's just like this. I understand, like Michael Jordan's kids, not one of them can play basketball, but everybody wasn't hoping. So, but all of them, they got the business aspect. They might not have the sports aspect, but they got the business. So there are several.
That's a little too early to speak on, because when our kids get our age, if that fucking company ain't around, they sold off everything that he built, which could happen, or somebody else is going to obtain the rights of that to live on. We can't speak for what them kids gonna do with that man's money, dog, or with his.
No. I'm not speaking for what they're doing with the money.
Aspect, I can't vouch for that. I don't know what. I can't.
I'm not speaking for what they're doing with his money, but what I am saying is that their father, he blazed the trail. That's what he did. He laid the groundwork so they can be successful. So now whatever they do with it, that's up to them. But he laid the groundwork for them to be successful. That's my plot. That's what my job is, to lay the groundwork so that my children can be successful. In Black America, we don't do that. I'll put it like this: most of us don't do that. But I'll guarantee you this: the majority of white America does it.
But we don't have. So we don't have those type of companies, though. We don't have those type of lands and those developments. You know what I mean? It's like we ain't got the Caterpillar company and stuff like that, man. There's so many little independent white businesses that's successful that we don't really have the finance, or our parents wasn't even able to start those businesses, which is making it hella much harder for us to even catch up on some of those ventures, man. I'm talking about window companies. For instance, tell me what's a big roofing and black roofing company in Gary, Indiana, a big window company, a big remodeling company. It's none. That's what I'm saying. So shit, yeah, somebody could have did that shit. They could have made it successful. Somebody could have made the big. It's a white company down here called B Windows.
Okay,
it's B Windows. It's not a black company up there that says, hey, how come that a black man didn't come down to Indianapolis and talk to B Windows and find out, hey, man, I can put J Windows up there. Where are you getting your product from? How can I get and get it wholesale. You see what I'm saying? Ain't nobody taking them jumps. I'm telling you, it's a way to do it. But other than that, either we need to finance or we need to make a move. Gary has trouble. It could be warehouses and all that up there.
But see, that's exactly what I'm getting to, Jack, because you have that much sense to think, hey, there ain't no black window companies down here. So, man, somebody what you're doing right now is you're giving out the information I like, look, man,
garage doors, dog, repair, right? Garage door repair. It's not a company truck riding around, Gary. I get up and I get a cup of coffee every morning and I see this truck pull up and it says Greg's Garage Doors and his whole truck is body wrap. Greg going out to do somebody repairs on his doors, Tyrone, and I don't see that.
But watch this. Look at this. This is where the rubber meets the road. What do our black young males see thriving and successful?
Internet.
What our young black males see thriving and successful, not just I get what you're saying, but I want to make it more specific. They see rappers, they see these they see these internet sensations that people have made. What do you call it? Influencers, things like that. They see them playing basketball. That's all they see.
Yeah.
And so if that's all they've been exposed to, then I beg to ask, what have they been shown that's all that they see?
Exactly. And that's the and the thing about it is that doesn't really obtain that generational wealth, man, because they're still stuck on that one. That one person has succeeded in his life, but now what you're going to take care of 30 people? I'm saying I'm out here and I drive around Franklin, man, and I see people owning land in big houses, and I'm like,
yeah,
that's the way. We all stuck in this hood, and we don't realize that we don't have to be stuck on top of each other. It's so much an opportunity out here that you can really wake up in the morning and breathe some good, fresh air. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I paint a business and work it, but we don't have that mind. It's either barbershops, soul food restaurants, you know what I'm saying? But we never take it to that higher level. And that's what I want to do, is be able to look at how did this white guy own Caterpillar, and how come a black guy can't own a Caterpillar company up north? Because restructuring and rebuilding is, hey, listen to me real quick. Restructuring and rebuilding is going to come up north. If y'all don't get yourselves together and sit here and put together some money to get these Caterpillar trucks, these dump trucks, and all of this shit, you won't, if that's your lane though, Tyrone, you feel what I'm saying? That's not me in your lane. But I swear to God, if I got a loan for some money, I will buy a bunch of Caterpillar trucks and wait for the next business venture to come up there, because guess who trucks they gonna need?
Yep.
They're gonna need Jackie.
Jackie, now that's where we come in together. That's where we unite as far as our thinking. Because I'm thinking the exact same thing that you are. You may be saying it different, or I might be saying it different, but we on the exact same page. That's why I brought this subject up, because what I'm looking at is, what are our young men looking at? What are we showing them that now they can see success in what they do? And it don't have to be a rapper. It don't have to be a basketball player.
It takes that failure for them, though. But it takes that failure for them because they want that quick buck. And what you're talking about ain't quick enough for them, Tyrone.
Right.
It's not
right. But see, what they're gonna do, Jack, is they're gonna hit that brick wall, bro. That's what's gonna happen.
Which we all have had. But the thing what you trying to say is, and I hear it, we have a fucking blueprint for their ass, but they don't want to listen to that, Tyrone. My son told me to my face, I'm going to have to figure it out myself, Dad. Why the fuck do you gotta figure it out? I got the answers. Hey, tell me before you fuck up, bro, because I tell you how to go this. You feel what I'm saying? Don't.
Yeah.
Why do you have to mess up? If you got a dream and you got aspirations, son, I'm gonna bag those while you're in those years. Because by the time you get to my age, that shit's over with. So you have to let me know what you're doing.
Yeah.
But I can't help you if you ain't communicating with me.
Correct.
So correct. Hey, my son, he's a great artist, man.
Yeah.
His daddy been there before him. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You talk to your daddy, your Uncle Mo was in it, all of these people that I know, your cousin down there, but you're not talking to who? Someone who already took these steps of failure that can make you a success, because I know the grind of it.
One of a person that I was very close to told me once, said, look, I never looked at this as being real up until now. But they said, never give up on your kids. And at first I was thinking like, man, I would never give up on my kids. But then when the stress of life start getting to you, now women don't never give up, but it's easy for men to give up because men say, well, screw it then. I tried to help you. You don't want the help, so I'm gonna go somewhere else.
No, I think more of it is that as a father, a loving father, we never give up. But we know if them, like, shit, this is the hardest shit, man. We know what the motherfuckers called back in the day. Once them nuts dropped, then you was making them fucking decisions as a man. So that's the problem we have right now. I'm not kissing these kids' ass. I'm not Rudy pooing with them. I'm not gonna talk to these motherfuckers soft, dog, because somebody else gonna go out here and chew their asses up. So once they nuts drop, man, you are now official. Hey, hold on. Hey, because we only got so much time. And I told you I hate talking about this shit. I'm playing my skits. Shout out to my dude, Earthquake.
I wish one of my kids would tell me I'm not a great ass father. I only got one question for him, period. If I'm not a great father, nigga, who are you comparing me to? Who this mythological black man you think gonna make the sacrifices I did and all this for you like I did? Take you to all these activities, go to your basketball game, be there for 3 hours, and your ass don't even get in the game. Me and you sitting on the bench. You could have FaceTime me this bullshit, sitting over there like you assistant coach and shit. Since we comparing, you ain't a good ass child. Almost lost my job fucking with your ass. Fuck these kids. I'm Earthquake, I love y'all all day.
See, that's what you were talking about earlier. Man, you can't do
I'm playing mine, dog. Fuck these kids.
The bottom of my heart, fuck these kids.
But you know what? I can't find it in my heart to say that and then carry it out, because you know what? At the end of the day, when the chips are down, when they're at ground zero, then guess what? They're gonna come looking for me, and hopefully, I as you said, taking a dirt nap. Yeah. But at the same time, I hope that they use the principles that I or the foundation that I taught them while I was alive. So here it is. Now I admit that there are fathers that won't be there to save their kid life at all. And then you have fathers like you and I that are there in the house with their kids and are able to give their kids sound advice. Not from an aspect of I know it all, but an aspect of, look, man, this is what I've been through. I don't want you to make the same mistakes. And like you said, some of them, they are going to make the other choice rather than go with what you taught them. But I guarantee you that if there are more fathers that will take that approach, I guarantee you it will drop the rate of those that don't. So,
Yeah.
I mean,
you know when you know me, man. You know I say fuck these kids and all that shit, man. Let them motherfuckers to death. It is my choice. I did stick my thing in the motherfucking good coochie, and I did make the babies. Sometimes I wish I would have got a vasectomy at 18, but my life probably would have been totally goddamn different. You know what I'm saying? I love my kids. I love looking at them. It's a movie out called Project Adam, dog. You gotta, if people ain't seen it, it's a really good movie, man, because he goes back and he tells his younger self how much of a fucking jerk he was to his parents. And so that's what I'm saying. These kids don't know or realize these fucking keys and principles we're teaching them until we die, Tyrone, and they realize they don't have them fucking principles. That's all I'm saying. As long as they have us, they can't understand the fucking principles. It takes you to lose parents, realize the principles, man, or to think about those valuable things that they put into you. Unless you are aware of that you could lose them. I've only had my mother, but I think I was a smarter kid than most. So she taking her principles, I'm instilling them into my kids. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah,
I'm
definitely. Man, look, let me say this, man.
Okay.
You know, most people think that you and I that we are disagreeing right now, but we're not. We're right. We're locked horn and horn on these same issues, and we're saying a lot of the same things, maybe in a different way, but we're still saying the same things. As I listen to you, man, and you articulate, you know, your experience with your children, man, I got a lot of the same experiences. You know, even though I had my father was in the house. You know, my father he was a church man. And so all I knew for all my life was church. You know, I didn't know anything else. And then when I got out here in the real world, man, the real world ate my butt up. Man,
I'm talking about I have years of working with youth and teenagers. I'm talking about years, dog. To where
me too.
And you do too. And you can, for all of those years, you can know if you can tell when these kids ain't really listening. And when you do something to where I had got to the point where shit, I need to raise my own kids. And it became more and more harder and harder, dog, to where I was like, I want to get away from this shit because they're not listening. And that's just what it became with me, dude. That's what it's
absolutely right
with me, dude. It's like I can do more with my time because y'all taking this shit as a joke. And hell, I couldn't wait to 18 to see what the development was with their ass. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm fucking with them at 14, 15, 16. Now I gotta wait to 18 to see if they're gonna turn out to be a great young male. I got kids of my own, and it was like it was play. So I was like, let me play with my kids. Let me find something else to do. And that's just where I lost it at with it, dude. But I'm on your side. I believe everything and it takes a village. It takes some getting right. But the kids got to want everything that your good structure is going to give them, dog. They got to want that.
I agree. Man, look, we've come to the end of our time, man. And Jack, this went so, we forgot to even do a commercial, but it went so good, man. I'm grateful.
Hated the whole show. I got stressed. I got to take my blood pressure pill.
I'm telling you right now, from the bottom of my heart, fuck these kids. And I'm telling you right now, from the bottom of my heart, fuck these kids.
Look, ladies and gentlemen, look, we appreciate you. This is another Motivational Monday. Look, I'm gonna tell y'all like this, man.
I don't know.
Invest into your kids' foundation. If they don't do nothing with it, let that be their fault. but you do something, especially you fathers out there. For my name, for myself, I'm Tyrone Brown Jr. Of course, you know Jackie Roper Jr.
I'm telling you
from
right now,
Indianapolis, Indiana.
fuck these kids.
Look, we getting them out of here, man. Y'all stay safe. Be peaceful.